In a city where success was measured by relentless academic rigor, Hana faced a familiar, crushing weight, the dreaded notification of yet another failed exam. For 3 grueling years, the cycle had remained unbroken, a relentless echo of her perceived inadequacies reverberating through silent hallways and disappointed glances. Her textbooks, once beacons of knowledge, now felt like insurmountable mountains of cryptic symbols, mocking her earnest efforts and late-night studies. One evening, her grandmother, her face etched with concern, spoke gently. "Perhaps the path you seek is not within these walls, little one." Hana's frustration had peaked. She felt like a vessel with a hole, unable to retain the knowledge pouring into her. Driven by a desperate, lingering hope, she found herself drawn to the oldest part of the city, a district whispering tales of forgotten histories. There, nestled between 2 crumbling tea houses, stood the forgotten city archives, an unassuming building shrouded in ivy and an aura of profound silence. Inside, dust motes danced in beams of sunlight, illuminating endless rows of scrolls, books, and artifacts, hinting at lives lived centuries ago. As she explored, a voice, gentle yet resonant, cut through the silence. "Lost, little one? Or merely seeking something new?" From behind a towering stack of scrolls, an elderly man emerged, his presence radiating an ancient wisdom that instantly disarmed her. He introduced himself as Rowan, the archive keeper, his voice like rustling leaves. Hana hesitantly confessed her academic struggles. Rowan peered at her, his sapphire eyes sparkling. "The problem is not your mind, dear Hana, but the method they teach." His words were a revelation, a sudden crack in the concrete wall of her assumptions, offering a glimpse of an entirely new landscape. She felt a desperate urge to understand. A flickering ember of curiosity rekindled into a powerful, consuming flame. Hana asked, her voice trembling with anticipation. "What method? What is the truth about how memory actually works?" Rowan smiled, a gentle crinkle around his eyes. "Memory is not a vault to be filled, Hana. It is a garden to be cultivated with all your senses." He began to teach her, not from books, but from life itself, explaining how emotions, stories, and spatial anchors were the true architects of enduring knowledge. Hana learned to associate complex historical dates with the scent of blooming cherry blossoms and intricate scientific formulas with the intricate patterns of river stones. She transformed dry facts into vivid stories, weaving narratives around concepts that once seemed utterly impenetrable. Her mind, once a battleground, became a flourishing landscape. Yet, doubt still lingered. "What if it's all just a trick of my imagination?" Rowan reassured her. "Imagination is the vessel of memory, Hana. It carries truth further than any rote repetition ever could." Her friends and family, observing her newfound serenity, expressed a mix of hope and cautious skepticism, questioning her unconventional methods. Hana merely smiled, saying, "I am not just learning facts. I am building a world within my mind." The approaching citywide exams loomed large, casting a long shadow. But for the first time, Hana felt a quiet anticipation instead of dread. Each morning, she would revisit her memory garden, watering the emotional connections, reinforcing the sensory pathways, and retelling her internal stories. She practiced recalling information not as facts, but as vivid scenes, complete with sounds, smells, and emotional resonance. Her mind, once cluttered with disconnected data, now held a rich tapestry, each thread intricately woven into the whole. Rowan observed her progress with a knowing nod. "The greatest discovery, Hana, is that the learning is within you, not in the texts." The day of the final exam arrived. a tense hush falling over the city as students made their way to the grand examination hall. Hana, with a deep breath, joined the solemn procession, her heart beating with a rhythm of quiet confidence she had never known before. Inside the vast hall, the air was thick with tension, filled with the scratching of pens and the rustle of paper as students struggled with their questions. Hana received her paper, her gaze calm, and instead of fear, she felt a profound sense of connection to the knowledge before her. She closed her eyes for a moment, immersing herself in her inner memory garden, recalling the scent of cherry blossoms and the touch of river stones. Each question wasn't a problem to solve, but an opening to a story she had meticulously crafted and experienced. Hours passed, and as the final bell chimed, Hana placed her pen down, a feeling of quiet satisfaction settling over her. Weeks later, the results were posted, and a crowd gathered, murmuring with anticipation and dread. Hana, with her heart thrumming a steady rhythm, pushed through the throng, her eyes searching for a familiar name. There it was, her name, not just a pass, but a score that towered above all others, the highest in the entire city. A gasp rippled through the crowd, followed by a stunned silence. Then a wave of excited chatter and disbelief. Hana stood there, a quiet smile gracing her lips, not just at her success, but at the validation of Rowan's profound wisdom. Her grandmother, tears in her eyes, embraced her tightly. Hana whispered, "The path was not within the walls. It was within me." News of Hana's extraordinary achievements spread like wildfire, reaching even the most traditional corners of the city. Students, once dismissive, now flocked to her, eager to learn the secret that had transformed a repeated failure into an unparalleled triumph. Hana, now a mentor, patiently shared Rowan's wisdom. "It is not a secret. It is a forgotten truth, woven into our very nature." She spoke of the power of emotion, the tapestry of sensory input, and the enduring strength of a well-told story in the architecture of memory. Her methods began to spread, slowly at first, then gaining momentum as more students experienced their own breakthroughs. The rigid academic system of the city began to soften, evolving to incorporate these more organic human ways of learning. Hana often returned to the old archives, finding Rowan amidst his scrolls, always with that knowing, gentle smile. She would say, "Your garden flourishes, Rowan," and he would reply, "Indeed, Hana, now it needs more gardeners." Hana's journey had unveiled a profound truth. Learning was not about memorizing data, but about forging deep, meaningful connections. Her story became a legend whispered through the generations, a testament to the power of rediscovering the intuitive brilliance of the human mind. And so, the city where Hana once struggled transformed, becoming a beacon of holistic learning where every student was taught to cultivate their own magnificent memory garden.